Super Ugly Show, 7:30 p.m. East Time, Tuesday. Rocky, what's up, buddy?
Not much. We got a very special guest. I'm excited.
All right, talk up a little bit.
We got a very special guest, Rich. I'm excited.
All right.
Go.
All right, let's run the intro and then we'll introduce him.
The Super Ugly Show.
Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, let's get the show going.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, I'm going through a lot of changes in my life. Sorry, but
What, menopause?
yeah.
The Super Ugly Show. Super Ugly Show. Super Ugly
You did not mean it in any malicious
I
or
was born in the
heinous way.
70s. Go fuck yourself. As far as that mentally handicapped strength, I do not want to. I don't want to mess with that.
You're allowed to be offended by anything you want, but keep it to your fucking self. Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. It is priceless because this is real, and it is what it is.
He's the fucking worst. He's the absolute fucking worst.
Rocky, would you run for Miss America?
Absolutely.
But seriously, why couldn't you? You know, maybe a little shape on the bicep.
Yeah, again, if I do like 20 push-ups right now, I'll come up and have a nice little time.
I don't want to play this game. It's disgusting.
That is the point.
Yeah, but why does it always have to be like some kind of like family member or some kind of like old grandma?
You're fucking crazy. If I could do whatever I want, I would pummel them within a minute of their lives. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't hesitate to beat them fucking senseless.
Yeah, maybe cut off a few fingers,
Yeah,
cut off their dick.
Murder them? I'm not a murderer. Oh my god. This is what I'm working with, people. John, where are you, pal?
I'll be in there soon.
This is fucking priceless. Yeah, you don't understand handicap strength, right? And that is a factor that you know nothing about. Alright, I'm done. Yeah, show's over. That's it.
Who gives a shit? Why do you fucking do these things?
Shut the fuck up.
What up, everybody? Super Ugly Show Tuesday night. We're here with the one, the only, Rock from Heltah Skeltah. Personally, my favorite rap duo of all time. Rock, welcome to Super Ugly.
It's my favorite rap duo of all time, too. That's what's up.
Before we started, we were talking about the Magnum Force album, and you were saying that was your favorite album to do. You want to elaborate?
Yeah, I had the most fun making that album. You know what I mean? But it's because at that point I felt like you know, Nocturnal had already came out, and I felt like a rapper making that album. You know what I mean? Like, I had accepted this new life. I accepted that I was this guy.
And you're making money doing this now.
Yeah, and we had already started, you know, beginning to try to provide opportunities for our homeboys. You know, like the Magnum Force album had all the homeboys on it. You know what I mean? And that was us. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was all me and Rux doing. Like, that was, you know, that was our own shit. Like, the boot camp was something that we were a part of. You know, it was our family, but, you know, we couldn't just, you know, it couldn't just be everybody couldn't be a part of the boot camp. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people didn't make it to be a part of that chosen, you know, few boot camp members, but that didn't mean that there weren't still some people deserving of a shot. So when we did Magnum Force, we gave a lot of those people a shot. You know what I mean?
Were you in a studio with Meth for that album?
Yeah.
What was the blunt sessions like in that studio that day? Just crazy, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was pretty standard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think the weed took a backseat to the rapping. You know, to the high power MCs. It was like, yo, you gotta, you know, I was in the studio with Meth when he laid his verse, but I didn't lay my verse there that night. I had to wait and study the song. I had to study what Ruck and Meth left there, and because there was no hook.
Let me ask you
either.
this. Let me cut you off just for a second. Did you want to listen to theirs and go, all right, now I got to beat this? Because every verse on there is fucking just insane fire. Every single verse.
Now, but that's not what that wasn't my intentions. I just felt like it was my job to tie the song together. Like I came up with the verses were just there. Their verses were there, but there was no hook or anything. So, my aim was to come up with the hook and somehow tie it in with all three of our verses, whatever I wrote and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to observe, I had to do that kind of work. I'm real, I don't know, I'm real science, real tactical when it comes down
methodical.
Technical. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
now talk to me about, you said before you were that guy. When you first started out and you didn't know like where this was gonna go, explain that part. Like when you first started and before the album came out on the radio, that part.
I mean, well, how far you back? How far back do you go?
I mean, how is it? Like when you're sitting there and all of a sudden you put the single out and now it starts getting played. What's going on between you, Sean? What's the whole vibe like when you start hearing your radio on the song?
Your song on the radio.
Well,
your song on the radio.
Which was what a lot of people don't get, and it was only from a lot of people can't see because they're on the outside looking in. Especially if you're a fan of ours, right? But if you talk to somebody who's not a fan of ours, they get this way more. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was a struggle. We weren't on the radio that much, so it was like, it was a lot. If you were a fan of ours, then you can't believe that none of those albums went gold. It just won't make sense to you.
Magnum Force didn't go gold?
No. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
That's my point exactly. You know what I mean? Because the content was dope enough for it to warrant that. You would think, in your world, like, you heard it, you heard it, you saw the video, you did this, that, and the third. But in all reality, we always had a battle with radio. We always had to do battle with radio and with video and whatnot. So it was like, it was because of that, like we felt, we kind of felt shitted on.
Was there someone shutting you out?
I mean, look, this was before I even got in the game. We had these preconceived notions because our brothers were already in the game. We had Black Moon and Smith and Wesson and their experiences to learn from. You know what I mean? So,
and they had their singles out already, right?
Oh yeah, they had albums out. The Shining was out.
Yeah, they had albums out. They had albums out. So, we was new, but we wasn't that new, and we still had their experiences to learn from and to draw from and to judge the way we were being treated. So by the time by the time I started hearing my songs on the radio, I already had a certain amount of it. Long story short, by the time I heard my song on the radio, instead of having that joy that most artists have the first time they hear their music on the radio, it was like a goddamn about time. Like, finally, what the fuck we gotta do? Like, yeah, like damn, like we gotta threaten niggas and shit. What the fuck? You understand? So
it's so
that
funny.
Was the
at that time. At that time, there was so many because New York was just killing it. I mean, there was so many.
I'm sorry. Nocturnal was what, 96, right?
Yeah.
All right. So 96, you had Pac, Machiavelli. Now you and the boot camp fucked with Pac. Did you personally know Tupac?
Nah, I didn't meet Tupac.
But because Buckshot and Smith and Wesson and the Outlaws and Tupac were supposed to be doing the One Nation album. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Now, I know there's a few...
Other dudes too. It was, it's supposed to have... Greg Nice was on the album. It was a lot of other dudes that was included. I can't remember everybody, but, it was a whole gumbo mix of dope dudes that was supposed to be on that album.
Now, you and Sean, and rest in peace, Sean Price, absolutely just monster in the game. You guys and OGC, Fab Five, together, every time you guys are together, it's just magic on the record. It really is. It's just unbelievable what you guys do. Dirtiest Plays of the Games is one of those songs that I go to when I'm like in that mode of like, all right, need to get pumped up for something, I go to that song.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got a wrestling verse in there. You're a fan of wrestling?
I mean, I was.
Yeah.
Like, I was as a kid. I grew out of it. But then when the boot camp started going on the road, like I was drawn back in because I believe, because some of the members of boot camp were drawn in.
Yeah.
And we were drawn in and we were going hard with it. Like,
that was the whole Austin NWO stuff, right?
Yeah,
That shit was crazy back then.
Yeah,
that was the best.
Well, his verse is references NWO and all that stuff. That's why.
Yeah, that was the best time in wrestling.
Now, unfortunately, we never got a Fab Five album, and obviously, it's not going to happen. But is there anything that maybe you guys will do together, or maybe I always thought you and Starang should do like a duo album. I like out of the whole boot camp, you two stuck out the most to me. And I always thought, I was like, these two, it would be unbelievable if you guys did an album. Now, I don't know, like, relationships in the boot camp. Are you close with Starang? Is, like, everyone close? Or is it just...
I mean, I don't know. I mean, close is I don't know. I mean, we're all great. We're all good. I mean, just some dudes live in different cities and different states and shit like that. So, I mean, close... close in proximity, no. But as far as relationship, like we don't get to see each other all the time, and this, that, and the third. And no, we're not with each other at all of the meaningful moments of each other's lives and shit like that. But when when you see us together, you know what it is. You understand what I'm saying? We come together when we need to, and sometimes just for the fuck of it. Some of us are closer than others. We all have different individual relationships with each other, regardless of what group we're in or whatever. Me and Strang are very close, and we actually are talking about working together. But then also me and Steele are talking about doing some work together as well. But I'm with any and all shits involving my brothers. So just as long as like those things are being talked about. But in the meantime, if while they're not moving at my speed, because I got a weird speed I move at, you know what I'm saying? And it's like right now I'm working on like four projects. You're
nonstop. You have music coming out constantly. Like you had Monster Mondays, and then you were just dropping mixtape after mixtape after it was just, and still to this day, there's just music coming from you all over the place. I seen you in studio with Eric Sermon and Tony Touch.
A Rockwaller.
Sorry.
I'm working on that. That's one of the albums I'm working on. I'm working on the album with Rockwaller right now.
A solo album?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Dude, AP, Rockness AP, I listened to it again today, and that the song I want to ask you about, I think it's pretty obvious, is the title track. Like
you said a lot of things in that song.
You said a lot of things, and on The Chosen Few, I remember getting that album and starting to listen to it, and the first song went by, and I'm like, all right, no Rock, but he's got to be on here somewhere. And then you weren't there, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? And then finally I listened to this song, and it kind of explains it, what happened, that you left, not the group, but you left the label and signed with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And you couldn't just be on that album, I'm guessing. Now, why wouldn't they let you just... Because isn't it kind of like featuring? Like, why wouldn't they let you go over there and do that album?
It wasn't that they wouldn't let me go over there and do that album. It is what it was by the time that they did that album, I was pissed off at my brothers. You understand what I'm saying? Like that album came out a couple of, that, like I did my solo deal. My solo deal happened like immediately after Duck Down and Priority parted ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Priority retained the rights to Heltah Skeltah. But then they didn't give Heltah Skeltah no budget. They did some funny shit, and they just, retained me. They threw money at me. And I didn't feel right about it. I had the conversation with Drew. Drew was like, yo, do the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, it's scary out there. Like, in case you don't, like we just lost our deal with Priority. You know what I mean? Like, deals ain't falling off the trees out there. Like,
money's
you know
money.
What I mean? Right. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you already, you cool with them. They like you. You like them. You got a good relationship with the staff over there. You know what I mean? It should be a simple enough transition for you. So I rolled with that. But, niggas being prideful. Ain't nobody never tell me that they didn't approve of that.
Now,
You know
in the song,
like,
though, you said you kind of left, like, I hate to use, like, Method Man as an example, but Method Man's kind of like the lead of the Wu-Tang. Maybe not the leader, but when people think Wu-Tang, Method Man's typically the first guy that comes up. He's the most popular. Now, in the song, you kind of allude to that fact that was maybe the situation with you.
Right. So, yeah, and you know, and yes, there were some business things involved. You know, it was some business things involved, and it was some personal things. Like, part of it was I was trying to reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was feeling like the boot camp name was being sabotaged in the game by other powerful forces. You know, these were all kinds of things I was considering. So you know, I was in the mind state of trying to reinvent. So, you know, to a certain extent, I felt like rapping on the Chosen Few album would be counterproductive to that. You know what I mean?
So that was your choice not to do it.
Yeah, it was partially my choice, but like I said,
bro, you disappointed the shit out of me. Let me tell you, you owe me $13, bro.
Listen,
I'm just kidding.
Listen, right? Nah, it's all good. I feel you though, right? Because I regret that decision. You understand what I'm saying? I regret that decision. But like I said, that was a part of it. Another part of it was, by this time I was pissed off at my brothers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was Duck Down, not Boot Camp, but Duck Down.
The label.
You know what I mean? But make no mistake, I consider Drew High my brother as well. Like, Drew came to court and fucking testified for me. Like, he didn't have to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Can you talk about that at all? Or no, you don't want
to? Yeah, I can talk about it.
Okay, now, so let's finish this and we'll get to that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So it was a couple of things it was a couple of factors that added on to me, you know, not making an appearance on that album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yes, but that's what I was trying to do on that song. I was just trying to, like, you know, just publicly, just so I didn't have to always, you know, because it was even members within my own crew. Like, when you have these conversations, especially if they, like, a lot of things goes in one ear and out the other, and then when you find yourself in a heated debate with your brothers, some of the same shit that you done explained to niggas came up. It comes back out in this heated debate, and it's like, I could have sworn I told you this. You know, in interviews I could have sworn I told you this. You understand? So I just wanted to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And speak from the heart, because at the end of the day, the one factor that I did that, the one piece of information that was not readily available to me was the fact that all of that hurt Sean P.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You see, with that, it's weird because you're making a decision for yourself and also
but it affects
other people.
It affects this guy that you've been rolling with for years at this point, and now
just him, all 8 of them, the whole movement,
everything.
Now let me ask you this too, because now you have 8 personalities, and you know what I mean, in this group. And how does everybody get along? Like, obviously, you had an issue, you know what I mean? But with it's got to be
not
hard.
even that, even like end goals. Yeah. Somebody's end goal may not be the same as another person's end goal, you know?
Yeah. So how do you handle like that?
I mean, we all got along pretty well. I mean, like, we was a family. Like, we were like a true family. Some of us argued more than others, but you know, it wasn't never a situation where it was like,
I don't want to fuck with him.
Like, right.
Yeah.
That wasn't. I mean, there was a situation when that happened, but you know, we got past that. It was quick. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you and Sean, it took 10 years from Magnum Force to Dirt. Now, do you regret that you lost all that time? Like, I would have to think so, right?
Not really.
No.
I mean, yes. Not really. I mean, I do wish that we did more albums together, but I feel like Sean P wouldn't have became Sean P standing next to me that whole time.
That's true. That's true. Sean Price, like, not surprisingly, he deserves it. But he's become a name that everybody knows at this point. Like, when I was a fan of Heltah Skeltah and OGC and the boot camp, a lot of people, you know, it was like 50-50 whether people were gonna know what I'm talking about. But now Sean Price and Heltah Skeltah, like, you guys have been like the forefront of boot camp at this point, and it's good, because I always thought you two, like, you deserved more. You know what I mean? Like hearing not to harp on Magnum Force, because it's such a good fucking album. And there's so many songs on there that are just fucking smash your head into a window good. And the fact that it didn't get play like that is crazy to me. I Ain't Having That was the highest charting boot camp song of all time, though, right?
I don't know.
You
don't think so.
I read that. That's what I read on Billboard. It ranked like 89, and I think the next to that was La Flow, or maybe. Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, maybe I think La Flow was the highest for Heltah Skeltah, but I don't know. But Buckshot did some really good, like like I Got You Open did some numbers, and Bucktown and shit like that. Dudes did some things. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wasn't a numbers junk. I didn't even care about the numbers back then. I just was getting busy. You know what I'm saying? As long as I rap better than everybody, I was happy.
That's it. Yeah. Now, I seen, as I'm doing, looking up some stuff during the week because I knew I was going to talk to you. I seen this video, but I didn't click on it because I would rather just ask you. And instead, the video title was Rock Beef with Biggie Smalls. Did you ever have beef with him? Is this like again? I didn't watch the video because I'd rather just hear it during this time if that is a situation that happened.
Yeah, I mean it was boot camp had beef with Junior Mafia, as a whole. Okay. It was us and them, but we did have beef, but yes, we did. And
is that what led to the whole Outlaws collabo, or the Outlaws collabo was before this?
Nah, it wasn't. It was pretty much around the same time, actually. You know what I mean? Like, I think the way it all what I do know, the timeline is a little bit fuzzy, but for sure, soon as Tupac came home from jail, he was hollering at, like he was hollering at Smith and Wesson and Buckshot.
He was a fan of them, I'm going to have to assume, right?
Well, it was. I believe Tech shouted him out. When Pop was locked up, Tech shouted him out on some hold your head shit, and it got to him. You know what I'm saying? It made it to him, and he was just giving it back. You know what I mean? He hollered at the homies, and the Outlaws, they were for real fans. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, yo, nah, these are some real dudes. They dope. Listen, and I believe they put them up onto more of the family shit. You know what I mean? And it started from there. You know what I mean? But Biggie, Tupac was already beefing with them, and we were already beefing with Biggie. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was already kind of in the works, because if you remember the OGC video, for No Fear, there's a version of that video where we diss Biggie in the video.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that was off the Storm album, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was, you know what I'm saying? So that was that. And
did you guys ever get to squash it with him, or no? Or did you not want to?
We didn't get to squash it with him. His life was cut so short. Think about OGC video when that came out.
That was the 95, 96?
It was, Heltah Skeltah, Nocturnal came out in 96.
Yeah, so it had to be
June 96.
Yeah.
So the Storm had to either come out later in 96 or 97.
Yeah, so that was right after.
Right. Yeah.
So we never got a chance to do with him, but as far as with other members, yeah,
Would you have want to work with him? I'm pretty sure that's a stupid question, but
I actually did work with Biggie Watts before I even had a record deal or the Very Big Song. Just I wasn't nobody back then. So
what song?
Huh?
What song?
It was a song for the movie Panther, the soundtrack. It was called The Points. It's a bunch of dudes on it. Yeah, Biggie, me, Buckshot, Redman, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Coolio, Marley G.
How have I never heard of this song before? All right, I gotta listen to that after this show. But Jesus Christ, I can't believe I've never heard this song before.
It was my introduction. Like that was the first. That shit was crazy. Like, it was my first time going to California, and I wasn't even supposed to be there anymore because the whole rest of the team went back except Buck because he had to do this song, and he wanted somebody to stay with him. And for some strange reason, nobody else wanted to stay. I was like, I stay. and I stayed, and that happened. I ended up on the song and all that. There's a longer version to the story, but we don't have all night. The shit. I mean, it was just beautiful. It's my first. It's why I love California. California. I mean, like they paid me $5,000 for a song I wasn't supposed to be on. Wow. I didn't know what $2,000 looked like. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? They paid me $5,000, and they paid Ruck $5,000 because they used the name Heltah Skeltah, and he wasn't even on the song. He wasn't even in the state.
He must have been happy about that shit.
Wow.
He went home. He should have gave me some money, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. You got cut. You did the work.
Yeah, they must have been pissed though that they didn't stay.
No, you know what though? They're not gonna put everyone on the song, so good thing they didn't stay. Or he would have got on the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know.
But on the Rock This AP track too, you also referenced the Eminem and Limp Bizkit beef having something to do with your first solo album. What exactly went down there?
Yeah, so it wasn't. I just said that I just said it as a plausibility, a possibility.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? What I do know is, as soon as my shit started going, they started beefing, and then Lethal lost his label. And then where's Fred? Fred label was popping. Where's Fred Durst's label and his? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fred Durst had Puddle of Mud. He had fucking Stain.
Yeah, but the rap guys, fuck him, right?
No, he could. Fuck.
Oh no.
His reception went.
Something happened. Oh, there you go.
Lethal's label hadn't kicked off really yet. You understand what I'm saying? But Fred Durst's label was doing some things, and they both, I was aware I was aware when Lethal's label got shut.
Yeah, he had Stain, like you said, Puddle of Mud. He had a lot of things going on.
He was just focusing on the rock music and not worrying about hip hop.
Oh yeah, I mean DJ Lethal was the former DJ for House of Pain, so he had that affinity with hip hop. So that's what he was trying to do on his label. But I mean, nothing actually came out on Lethal's label. So all right, y'all dropped his. Why did y'all drop Fred Durst's label? I mean, well, what happened with Fred Durst's label? Like all those dope artists, I haven't heard nothing from none of them no more. Not to say that they're not doing anything, but you understand what I'm saying?
The guy from Stain went to country music. That's what he's doing.
They were getting plays on MTV like crazy at that time.
Right. Yeah. So I was just saying, like, whatever. They were all on Interscope, and Eminem still is, and they're not. So
yeah. Speaking of Eminem, hack question, but Eminem, MGK, what did you think of that battle? Who do you think won it?
I gotta go back. So much has happened since then.
MGK was the cereal bowl video,
Yeah.
Man bun.
I mean, I liked the honestly, I wasn't that much of a fan of the Eminem joint first, but it grew on me.
I was the same way.
Yeah, me too. Also, but I still thought that the MGK sounded better and
sounded harder.
I really liked the MGK diss.
Yeah, it did sound better. I hate to say it because I'm such a big fan of Eminem. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I do feel like it sounded a little better. You know what I mean? Eminem feel like, he got too lyrical. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as far as the structure of his verse, the way he was structuring his bars, you know what I mean? The way it was formatted, it was too much variety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of the state of hip hop today? Oof. And you know what? It's so good to hear a vet say that, because when you have people like Rock, like Sean Price, the people that came out of that whole era, Pun, X, Jay-Z, Biggie, Pac, I mean, it was nothing but just arguably the greatest of all time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to hear where it's at today, does it not just do you not just want to smack these kids today?
Well, some of them, not all of them.
I mean, who are you listening to? I mean, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole.
I'm not listening to anybody because I don't have the brain capacity for it right now. I'm working on so much shit that I have to focus on it. I then have to perform this shit. And
so where are you getting inspiration from right now, as far as your lyrics today?
My inspiration comes from everything. Like, I'm the type of person who I write. like I write, like my inspiration comes sometimes like those freestyle rappers who
Backpacks.
their inspiration comes from everything in the room.
Yeah.
My inspiration comes from everything in the world. You understand what I'm saying? So, and you in a form that you can't always tell, but just listen to my punchlines and shit. There's such, they encompass a wide variety of things like sports, comic, movies, real nigga shit, nerd shit sometimes. It's just whatever's on my brain. Everything that I see and hear goes through a filter in my brain to see whether it's usable for some creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be sitting, like I could literally be thinking about something so trivial, like in my mind. You'd be like, ain't it a game on? You could ask me something like that, right? Like, ain't it a game on? We watching some bullshit. You'd be like, ain't it? And you ask me a simple question like that. In my mind, if there's a possibility that my mind will take the sentence, ain't it a game on, and try to add dope shit to it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
so you're saying there would be a possibility that we would wind up, like the Super Ugly Show would wind up on one of his lyrics.
Who knows? One day, and if it did, that'd be the craziest fucking thing ever.
I said that it's a possibility. Then, if you was to spark an idea, Super Ugly Show might wind up on one of your lyrics.
Right, absolutely.
That's a nice way of saying no, the fuck it won't. But let me ask you a question, because one of the funniest things in hip hop history is the Snickers bit, and you're the one obviously doing it. Was that your creation? Because that shit is hilarious.
I can't hear you.
The Snickers bit on Magnum Force, was that you that came up with that?
What, the Snickers skit?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, kind of. So that was me. I mean, because I was the first one I'm the first person. It was me that made that comparison. You know what I mean? I just couldn't tell. Ruck was the funnier of us. You know what I'm saying? Son is fucking hilarious. So, better suit for all of that. But it was something that we adopted. We really didn't need skits. We really didn't need Snickers. It started with me in high school. Like,
do you want to explain it? Because the people who don't know, they're wondering what the fuck we're talking about.
Like, I haven't eaten a Snicker since high school. It started, I was in class, and, I was in a really bad high school, and and my teacher, he, like the homeroom teacher looked like a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was our homeroom teacher, but he looked, talked, and behaved like a substitute teacher. Suspenders, thick glasses, old guy, pants up to his ribs and all that shit. Funny voice and all that shit. So, people used to fuck with him. And it was this chick one day in class, and the chick wasn't attractive by a long shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? To each his own, everybody need love, you know what I mean? But in my opinion, she was not, right? She bust out a Snicker and started using it to distract Mr. Simon, our homeroom teacher. The nigga name was Mr. Simon. Like,
okay.
Right? She's asking for it. She busts out Snicker, and she begins to start performing fellatio on this Snicker in the middle of homeroom class while he's trying to talk.
Oh,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as ugly as this chick was, I was turned on. So at that moment, then I knew that was it. I'm not fucking with a Snicker ever again. Like, she just
traumatized you from the Snickers.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny as shit. All right, Rock, we don't want to keep you all night, dude. This has honestly been absolutely fucking amazing, and honestly, a dream, I'll even say, of mine to have a chance to talk to you about all the questions I had, because like you said, boot camp doesn't get the recognition it deserves. None of you guys do, and the way I am with Magnum Force, I'm like that with OGC Empire Strikes Back too. Those albums kind of came out almost right back to back, and they're both
Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite boot camp albums. I think my favorite boot camp albums of all time may be Into the Stage, Dirt, and Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. I'm with you on the Empire. I love Dirt, but Magnum Force just has it was just that time in my life where I was constantly just listening to that because you had everything on it. You even had the soft songs at the with Hold Your Head and then the Chickawoo. Which those two songs, I would have girls in the car. I'm 17 years old. I throw those on, and they're like, "All right, I can fuck with this." You know what I mean? So, but that's why that album it was just such a perfect timing in my life. You know what I mean? Like it had the rugged hip hop parts of it, and then it had the love song, and then it had the song, about you and your boys, and it was just a perfect album at the perfect time in my life, and I want to thank you for that because you really were a big influence. I actually have a Rockness Monster tattoo right here. And I tell everyone I never take credit for it. I always go, yep, stole it from Rock from Heltah Skeltah. So I owe you royalties.
Man, I appreciate it, man. You should send me a picture of that tattoo, B. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'll send it to you.
That's big deal.
All right, yeah, I'll send it to you. But all right, Rock, again, I don't want to keep you all night. Thank you so much, dude. Honestly, this has been an honor and a pleasure. And I wish you all the luck, and I look forward to all the new music you got coming out.
Man, appreciate it, man. I'll see you later, man. Everybody follow me on IG, Rockness BCC. On IG, I'm on Facebook, Rock of Heltah Skeltah, and I have a website where what is it? It's iamrockness.com, and check out my Bandcamp. The link is on my IG page. That's where I sling all these nice shirts and shit. The classic album, fucking LL Cool shirts. Ladies love cool shirts. They feel nice.
Yeah, I mean, we'll post that on the stories on the Instagram. Yeah, sounds good.
But yeah, so yeah. I mean, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, man. And let me know if you want to do it again.
Absolutely, we definitely will. And can I just get you to say you're checking out Super Ugly Show?
What you say?
Can I just get you to say you're checking out Super Ugly Show?
Plug it.
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
You would do it.
If you could plug the show.
Just say you're watching or you're listening to Super Ugly Show.
All right, I got you. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Hey yo, it's your boy Rockness Monster, a.k.a. Monster Man Rocco, and you are now rocking with the best Super Ugly Show. Yeah. Rock on. Rock gone.
Thanks, bro.
Right, thank you so much. All right, dude. We're going to let you go. Thank you again. Rock, everybody. Heltah Skeltah. Make sure you go check out everything he's doing. His shit is just fire. You're going to thank us for, if you don't know them by now, you're going to thank us for putting it on. Rock, thanks again, and we'll definitely do this again soon.
Appreciate you.
All right, we appreciate you. Thank you. Wow, dude.
Awesome.
That was unbelievable. Like, honestly, like a dream of mine. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, you hear me, I bring up Heltah Skeltah constantly.
All the time.
Constantly.
All the time.
So that was just fucking incredible for me.
And
it really was.
You bring them probably, you at least bring it up a good once every 2 months. I hear you talking about something.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I'm not kidding. That Magnum Force album, when you're 17 and you're
it's a big deal.
Shit. It's music's a big part of your life when you're driving. Because you do a lot of solo driving.
Yeah.
At that time.
A lot of soul searching.
Yeah. So,
That was pretty cool. He came on to do that with us. It shows a lot.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. It absolutely does. And you're not going to get a lot of hip hop guys that are going to go into an unknown territory with two white guys, you know what I mean? That I don't know if they know hip hop or not. Thank God, we do.
Yeah.
And but it seemed like he had a great time. He stayed on for 45 minutes. I mean, shit.
Yeah. You had to kick him off. He was gonna.
I'm not. No, I'm
just saying.
But because I want to wrap up the show too. We only got 15 minutes left, and I figured we get a few minutes in.
That was pretty fucking cool, though.
It was absolutely amazing. So everyone, like he said, Rock This Monster on Instagram, and he'll have all the links for everything on there.
Rock of Heltah Skeltah on Facebook.
Yeah, and go follow my new Instagram, Rocky SUS. A few people came over there from Russo's brand during the week, so I want to thank those guys. So go follow that. I got a new Instagram account that I'm running, and I'm doing fun things. It's not a lot of super ugly shit. It's mostly me just posting clips I like and pictures I like and weird shit. And
I think it's a classic Instagram page.
It's a fantastic Instagram
page.
It's
just not known.
It's not, and it needs to be. It needs to be. All right, so let's get into a couple things real quick. The Notre Dame church burned down. 800 years old, France. It's a fucking iconic fucking landmark. I mean, it's bigger than the Eiffel Tower in Paris, in France.
Yeah.
So
that the scene of that looks horrible.
Now, a lot of people immediately went to the speculation of terrorism. I'm like,
Shut
no.
up.
For one, terrorists brag about their work. You know what I mean? They already said, yeah, that was us.
Yeah.
I got to think it was just something stupid like a candle fell over. Catholics love their candles.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably something as dumb as that. Now, they had a piece of Jesus's crown of thorns, they said. Well, they recovered all this stuff that I'm about to name.
Okay.
A piece of the crown of thorns from when he was crucified. A piece of the wood he was crucified on, and one of the nails.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now, Catholics are known pathological liars. I mean, let's be honest. Their whole fucking congregation's fucking kids for who knows how long.
Yeah.
And they've been covering it up. So right there tells me you might not want to trust these people. But if that's real,
Yeah.
and imagine that burnt down, like that is priceless.
Yeah.
Fucking shit right there.
Yeah, it's like the devil taking over and just.
How come nobody's tried to hijack that? Like, I wish there was like a cool heist. Someone stole the Jesus thorn, you know?
Yeah.
I wish. That would be so fucking cool.
You find it on eBay
Yeah.
a week later.
Fucking, you ever look up that one list? There's a listing on Amazon that's over like $1 million. I forget what it is. It's some ridiculous fucking thing. I can't even remember what the fuck it was. But
What is it, like an action figure or something?
no. I totally blanking on what it was, but I remember seeing like the fact somewhere, like the most expensive item on Amazon is yada yada yada, and I looked it up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a car or anything like that. I forget what it was. It was something really stupid though.
Actually, let's talk about some kind of good news.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about fucking Tiger Woods, bro.
Winning the Masters, coming back from banging fucking porn stars, Perkins waitresses.
Yo,
and,
his whole life, like, all right,
drunken escapades and pilled up fucking escapades and.
all right, well, let's bring it back. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan of golf, transcends golf and brings a new audience to golf.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
nobody has ever fucking witnessed ever. And now this guy leads and fucking just kills it. All of a sudden,
And he was known that he was going to do this. From 2 years old, he was on Johnny Carson,
Yeah.
fucking putting. Like, Tiger Woods was known from day one, pretty much. This kid's going to be the next big thing in golf.
Yeah.
And he lived up to the hype. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So now he is the greatest, and he pulls the most insane. Like if you see the highlights, of when he was younger, it's just insane. And then the cheating thing, the scandal happens.
Do you remember the drunk driving video when he got pulled over?
Yeah.
And he looked all disheveled, and you were like, "This isn't Tiger Woods." Like Tiger Woods is supposed to be this nice.
Yeah.
Remember they used to make fun of him on shows. He'd have the buck teeth, and hi, I'm Tiger Woods,
and that's not him.
he'd just be this nice.
He's pimping bitches, but
dude, he was banging that porn star. Remember?
have you you know what golf? You know golf. You've played golf before.
I know
obviously.
of the game. I know the rules. I know. Yes, I know golf.
Golf is like you have to have like inner peace to be good at something like that.
You have to have. I don't know peace.
Like,
I think you have to have a place to go.
You have to be one with yourself.
Yeah, I think you need a place to go where you can distract from everything outside of you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a peace so much to say.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I mean, be one with yourself. You got to be in tune with yourself. When that should happen, he couldn't. For the past what? How long?
But then
has it
he
been?
also had that bad back injury, if you remember.
Yeah.
He had a really bad back injury, and that fucked him up for a while too. And that's why he was on the pills and shit. He said.
Yeah.
Was because of that. So, but that was all kind of around the same time of his downfall. So who knows what did what? Again, another advertisement for fucking don't take the prescription pills the doctors give you. Look what it did to Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
All right.
So now, after all this time, pretty much like got his shit together. He's obviously back. He's one with himself, and he fucking pulls his victory off at the age of 43.
Something like that. But either way, incredible comeback. And Donald Trump's giving him some kind of award.
Really?
Yeah.
Love it.
Some kind of award.
They said, I seen a picture, and it had
him and Trump golf all the time.
It said it had Tiger Woods, and it said Tiger Woods while Obama was in presidency, and Tiger Woods while Trump was in presidency, and like it's one with like the drunk driving, and then one like of him celebrating. And,
hey, look, Trump turned Tiger Woods around. Another thing Trump did. They'll claim that shit. He'll claim it.
Yeah.
He'll be like, see what I did for Tiger Woods?
Yeah. This is what I do for my people.
Yeah.
But
unbelievable.
It's so nice to see something like that happen, and he's I think he's one short of Nicholas for the Masters now.
Three. I think he's 3 majors from Nicholas's record.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing going on.
But anything's possible now. Him doing this
at 43, he's got at least another 10 years of playing solid golf.
Yeah.
Solid golf. I mean, people play golf into their 70s.
Yeah.
So you got to think he's got at minimum 10 years of being really good.
Yeah. And, you know, that'd be pretty cool, man.
Now,
good comeback story.
To stay on the sports train, which is weird for us, but Golden State Warriors blow a 31-point lead to the LA Clippers last night.
Yeah.
Biggest comeback and biggest blown lead in playoff history. Now, Golden State Warriors have some other records that are very honorable and but that's one that you don't want to have.
I love watching Golden State play.
Oh, it's like watching the Harlem Globetrotters, pretty much. It really is. You know, and everyone's the Washington Generals.
Everybody hates it because, like, oh, they have fucking 5 All-Stars on their team, blah, blah, blah. Like, just, I don't care what the fuck they have on their team. I like watching them play. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, and not for nothing, Steph Curry wasn't an All-Star until he went to Golden State because it's the only team he played for. He got drafted to another team, but then got traded to Golden State, I believe, was the deal with him.
But that was surprising when I heard that.
Yeah. It's like the Yankees blowing the 3-0 lead in the division series to the Red Sox.
Yeah,
that was worse, obviously, but you know.
But I want Golden State to fucking take it. You know.
Nah, Milwaukee, I think is gonna do it this year. They're killing it. Milwaukee's a fucking unstoppable fucking team right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the dumbest move in sports history. UFC has made it where you can only get their pay-per-views through the ESPN Plus app, and they're like $80 a piece now. Where the fuck do you get off right now in the condition UFC is? Yeah, you got good fighters, but you don't have any names.
No.
Connor's not fighting. He's the only name you fucking got. John Jones isn't that big of a draw. He's not drawing in
he's not Conor McGregor.
Casuals.
And he's not Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Like, where the fuck, what balls do you have to not only go to a specific service
and then jump it up $10?
Yeah, and not 10. Well, 10 for the high def, and now I'm just not going to order your fights.
Yeah, well,
I'll find other ways to watch your fights.
That's bullshit, man.
Like, that's the dumbest fucking thing. And the only people that were buying your pay-per-views were your real fans.
Yeah.
And you fuck us all over by telling us you can only get it here.
Yeah.
Because what I would like to do is order it and then worry about it later when the bill came.
Yeah.
Like, I like that I didn't have to drop $70 right then and there, which with this ESPN app, that's what I have to do now.
And that ESPN app, all it did was fuck over the Fight Pass people. So now everybody's paying for Fight Pass. What are you buying Fight Pass for anymore?
You don't even get the pay-per-view.
That's fucking bullshit.
I don't think they got the pay-per-view on Fight Pass anyway.
No, I know that, but they don't even play anything on Fight Pass because everything goes to ESPN now. So there's people paying for Fight Pass that there's nothing on there anymore. There's like amateur wrestling and shit like that on there.
Yeah, no, it's and like these leagues you never heard of. Like, no offense to Houston, but he said the league he's getting involved with is getting on Fight Pass. I mean, it seems like, you know, if you just start a fight league, you can get on Fight Pass at this point. So I don't understand.
We shouldn't have to pay for that. That's bullshit.
I understand UFC's end of it. I'm sure they made a shit ton of money. Good for you. You made a shit ton of money and you fucking killed your company. Because right now, if I'm Bellator, I would fucking stop being a fucking circus and get serious and start grabbing some fighters, giving them a few bucks and make your fucking league a legit fucking league. Because right now, UFC, as far as I'm concerned, is non-existent.
Yeah, they're leaving a hole open for somebody else to come in and fucking fill. Yeah.
But stop the circus. I don't want to see the fucking masks and the revealings. Don't be fucking wrestling. Be a legit fucking organization. Come in and give me good fights with good fighters, and that's all I ask.
Like
for.
how one did it.
Yeah, but
like how one is doing it.
It's just, and that bare knuckle boxing league is just the most animalistic shit I've ever seen. You see that shit?
No, I never seen it.
Oh my god, dude!
Really?
It's boxing bare knuckle, but the guy, he took a bonus money away from one of the fighters because he kept retreating. He kept backing up.
Okay.
So he said, "You're only getting paid half." He said, "You're only getting paid half your fee because you weren't fighting."
Okay.
So he forcing everybody to go at each other. He's going to cut your money. No, he came on after the fact and said, no, I didn't really do that. I just wanted to pump up the other fighters and make them think it, which if that's the case, good strategy.
Yeah.
Dick move, good strategy. You know?
Well, how do these fights look?
Oh, the fighters afterwards, dude, look like they got fucking hit with baseball bats.
Oh, man.
It's an ugly sport, and it's only like legal in like 4 states, like Kentucky. And
it's legal here?
No.
No, I'm saying in the United States.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a few states that it's legal in, so
because
they go to those states and
you think like it would be a Brazil thing or something.
Dude, it's like those fucking the barstool fights that they have, it's pretty much those tough guy contests.
The Kumite.
No, no, like the tough guy contests. The Kumite was actually like legit fighters. The barstool thing is like, remember in the 80s they would just have random drunk guys from, not drunk guys, but big tough guys from the neighborhood.
Hey you, Johnny.
Pretty much Battle of the Tough Guys and No Holds Barred. It was pretty much that. That's where they got the idea for it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much that, but just with more skilled fighters now. Where because
everybody knows about training, and
but
stuff.
It's only hands again. There's no takedowns. There's nothing like that. But you're getting hit with bare fists.
Yeah,
every fight you end, you gotta have a broken hand. At least one of your hands got to be broken, right?
Yeah. I mean the fucking. The shit that puts your body through,
dude,
you're not the same after that,
dude. Like when you hit somebody in the face, I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but when you hit somebody in the face, you want to hit them in the right spot. You hit them in the eyes part here, you fuck your hand up.
Yeah,
like that. You might break their eye socket, but you might also break your hand. It's a hard fucking bone.
Yeah, it is.
And if you don't hit it right, if you accidentally slip and hit it here, you're gonna break your shit. You know,
you gotta know how to punch. Being in the because I've been in a lot of street fights.
It's the front two, people. If you don't know, front two, back two, broken hand, front two, broken jaw.
Earlier in my street fighting career, as you would say, you do hit with this, then you're like, no, you know better.
Hurt.
You know better.
That fucking hurt.
Yeah.
And luckily I didn't break my hand, but my hand's swollen as shit right now.
Yeah.
You have the swollen black, purple hand?
No, I didn't get that far because, I liked, because I trained back then. I like switching off to like the clinch and knees and stuff like that.
No, there was no clinching and kneeing. It was, throw. Usually it was duck out of the way of the first punch, hit him, knock him down, and then I would pretty much just not pummel him. I wasn't like a bully like that. I would just be like, "You're done, right?"
Yeah, no, I pummeled him.
Yeah, no, I wasn't like that. I would just end it there because there was no need. I don't like hurting people, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah,
growing up as a boy, sometimes you have to.
Yeah, I think because when I didn't do that, when I they would fucking you stopped and then they'd come back and like try and fight you still, and you're like, motherfucker, fuck that.
That never happened with me. Typically, because again, and as time went on, my pack just grew larger and larger. So it was like, now you fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us. You know what I mean? Like it just became like, it's not a smart idea for you to involve yourself over here because it's not going to end well for you. You're going to be tormented for the rest of your existence as long as we're around you. Like, we wouldn't just beat them up all the time, but we'd make your life fucking miserable. You'd be talking to your girl, and we purposely fucking just slam you into the locker, make you look like an asshole.
And you won't hit him after the bell.
What? No, because that's more of a,
no, I'm just kidding.
This is what you deserve. You already got you beaten. It doesn't need to be that vicious. So, all right, we got 4 minutes left. Let me see if I had anything imperative I wanted to get to before we get out of here. Don't forget, you got This Is Life coming up in a little bit more than a half hour with the beautiful and lovely and very sexy and absolutely stunning. And I hear she's wild in the sack, J Rabbit.
What are you talking about, dude? Yo, I caught my first fish in like 15 years today. I caught a little baby pickerel. Did I say I was fishing last week? Or I started to?
I don't know. No one cares about you fishing.
I don't know. But I caught my first fish in 15 years. I'm very proud of it.
There's a Grease prequel coming out. Don't really care about that. I watched the Bruiser Brody doc on Vice. If you guys didn't see that, it's definitely worth a watch. Bruiser Brody documentary and the whole murder situation in Puerto Rico.
What's worth the watch is Black Summer.
Yep.
Netflix.
Richie, I'll give him credit because he told me about it, even though I saw it on the Netflix, but he won't believe me if I say that, so I'll just say he put me onto it.
Because some of the people in here, they don't do what you want them to do, and it makes you so nervous.
They're just stupid.
Yeah. And
there's one episode where the whole episode's this guy running.
Oh, my God.
And you're like, get a fucking weapon, asshole. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
But he puts you in these situations with him, and these rabid fucking contagious beings are going
like 28 days later zombies,
dude, and you're like, he's gonna die, and bro, it just has you on the edge. You see, go watch Black Summer, at least check out 3 to 4 episodes, and you're gonna be fucking hooked. The show is awesome.
It really is. It's a really good show, I gotta admit.
Shitting all over The Walking Dead.
Russell Wilson, highest paid football player. He signed with Seattle, the QB there, 4 years, $140 million, and a $65 million signing bonus. the fuck is a signing bonus? He gets $65 million for signing his name? That's incredible.
That means they could use it for whatever. That's just fucking nuts. That's so much money, bro.
And then, it's ridiculous to fucking throw a ball around like a child.
That's so fucking nuts, bro.
The last thing I want to talk about, because I just don't understand. It's another thing, not to be the kids today, but I'm watching Saturday Night Live. And this group of, I can only assume, what's the proper word? Homosexual, gay, I don't know. Of Korean boys are dancing around, not speaking English. And your daughter was spending the night with my kids and stuff. So I call her in the room because she's the oldest of the bunch.
Yeah.
And I go, like, what is this? And she goes, oh, that's BTS. It's Korean pop. Apparently, kids listen to music that they can't even understand. Like, I remember Gangnam Style. That was one song. Like, oh, it's cute. It came and went. But now they listen to, like, albums of this shit, and they have no idea what they're saying.
That's weird.
None whatsoever. And one performance, they were kind of, like, rapping and aggressive at you.
Yeah.
And then the next one was totally Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, But they can't really dance either. They just do the normal, like, twist moves and this
they're Asian.
and this.
Asians don't know how to dance. Except breakdance, you have a few of those.
Like, I know we just said it with rock about the hip-hop, but music in general is just fun. Like, even your pop music now, the music we're not supposed to like anyway, is just, like, at least I could understand pop music.
Because it's all...
Not the language. Like, I can understand what it was doing. And like,
it's all disposable. It's all YouTube disposable garbage.
And that's exactly what tells you about pop music. People like Katy Perry, people like Britney Spears, that they are so disposable that you can stick in a Korean group of 7 boys that you have no idea what the fuck they're saying and make the kids like it.
It's so weird.
Because there's a weird algorithm with pop music. All you have to do is have the ooh thing in it.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. There's a thing. You could look it up. There's some kind of fucking algorithm to pop music. And if there's a video on YouTube that if you put it in, it'll show you like 50 different songs, but all having that same ooh,
As long as it sounds pleasing to the sound of the eardrum.
Yep, it's this pleasing, soothing sound that people are comfortable with, and they just, whatever with it. But
what happened to the days of Please Don't Go Girl? The
Beatles were a pop group.
Yeah.
We started with pop music with Elvis and the Beatles, and somehow, which turned into 2 of the greatest music acts of all time.
Yeah.
Somehow, we've now gotten to you can't even understand what they're saying.
Yeah, it's
there's no instruments. They're not even singing.
It's shitty,
They're
bro.
just spinning and pointing. They don't even know what fucking city they're in, probably.
No.
And this is what the youth. It's gonna become Demolition Man, where people are listening to old radio jingles. It's what's gonna happen because the music's gotten so bad that as time goes on, our music will somehow get lost, and the only thing that will survive is like, fucking ho ho ho, Green Giant. Like that'll be it, and that'll be music. It's bad. If your kids listen to that shit, stop it. Don't let them. Tell them. Listen to fucking music at least with lyrics that you understand that has a fucking meaning.
Yeah.
Because music, do you want it to die? Like, do people want music to die? Because that's what's happening. It's dying.
Yeah.
Music.
It'll turn around though.
When?
Eventually,
it's been 20 years, Rich.
I know. Eventually it will though. It has to.
It's been 20 years, and I'm not just being this older guy being like, I look on the new rock stations. I look on the new hip-hop stations. I look on the new even pop stations to see, maybe there's something. Because every now and then you're like a pop song.
Because the radio DJs are all getting bought out, because for money. And they play what they get paid to play.
It's crazy, man. Like, Cap's got kids that he raises them better than that. They don't listen to that shit. But that's the age bracket, the young teens.
Have you ever seen a movie called Movie 43 or something like that?
Awful. Everybody's in it. Worst movie ever.
Tell me the thing with the balls. Wasn't funny.
That was all right.
It was funny.
All right. Yeah, that's it. We're going to get out of here. Again, special thanks to Rock of Heltah Skeltah. Well, I guess formerly of Heltah Skeltah. Rest in peace, Sean Price.
That doesn't count formally. It's still Heltah Skeltah.
Yeah, it's still Heltah Skeltah. You're right. Yeah, dude. Honestly, an honor for me. you know, to speak to him. I'm pretty much fan of 20 years.
Yeah.
Of
Like I
boot
said,
camp,
it
Smith
shows
and Wesson,
his
everybody.
character to come on here and shoot the shit with us out of anybody. And
Dude, amazing stories. That Snickers story in school, you know? Like,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
You know, fucking great stuff, and a lot of stuff, you know, that you're not gonna hear anywhere else, you know.
Yeah.
So it was cool to hear kind of like a behind the scenes into the hip hop world in the mid '90s, because he was in the depths of it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, like the people we named earlier are heavy hitters and arguably some of the greatest of all time in the hip hop game. So special thanks to Rock, Heltah Skeltah. Go check him out on Instagram, Rockness Monster on Instagram.
That's it, bro. Statement
No,
Games,
that's
Russo's
not
brand.
it. Yeah, Vince Russo. Shout out to him. We love Vince. Thank you for coming on last week. RussosBrand.com, Realm Network, Opie Radio, Carl Ruiz, Rod Small, everybody over there at Westwood One,
Stay
Joey
tuned for-
Salvia, EB Guitar Man, Mike Sappho.
Stay tuned for This Is Life at 9 o'clock with Jess.
With Jess. And shout out Statement Games, statementgames.com. Go over there for all your prop bets. They got the NBA playoffs going on, the fucking NHL playoffs going on. Good times, good prizes, and free. So go to statementgames.com. Stay tuned. We'll be back in 26 minutes. As for Super Ugly, we won't see you next Tuesday, actually. Hold up. Sorry, guys. Forgot to tell you this. We're off next Tuesday. So if you watch us live, there's not going to be nothing there. If you're a Russo brand member, don't worry. We got you covered because we have an unaired episode of Super Ugly Show. We were suspended for a few weeks last year sometime. And there was a bunch of episodes that never made it to the brand. So, you know, when we take days off, brand members at least get something. So you're going to get an unaired episode. So if you're listening, you're like, why the fuck are they talking about this? It was from August. So enjoy it, and we'll see you next Tuesday.